So Fortress Europe is a late war forces book for Flames of War. Battlefront are really concentrating on the late war now. We started off with mid-war, but a couple of years down the line, we've gone into late war. So this book is designed to give you everything you need to build armies for late war, 1944 to 1945. So obviously the book starts with some history, obviously about Second World War. We then go into our Americans. Now the artwork in this book is fantastic. Look at this picture here. This has got to be one of my favourites. Just awesome. So you go through. Another fantastic bit. Tells us all about who the Americans are. And then we get Know Your Tank. So it goes through each tank. Tells you all the history, what the guns did, etc. And then we get into the rules. So first of all, you're going to get your American force. And this tells you what you can take for a formation. And then here you get special rules. And all these rules are listed on the unit cards. So most people will probably use unit cards. But having this book helps you build your army. Once you've got your army built, you can then take the cards with you to your club or game. And you're set to go. So straight away, you get into an M4 Sherman Tank Company. Now, all of you who play Flames of War will know that you have to take an HQ formation and then 2 M4 Sherman combat units. That's compulsory. That's what your formation is made up as. You can then take support units with that formation. And then basically what we get is almost like the unit cards. We get all the stats for our M4 Sherman. So we've got the HQ up here. It's got a front armor 6. We've got all the stats. Anti-tank 10. Firepower 3+. Tells us that we take 2 of them, etc. Then you go through. You've got all your formations. Again, the painting and artwork in this book is fantastic. We go through Armored Patrol. So that's the Americans. Got your rifle platoons here. Then we get onto the Germans. Another fantastic bit of artwork. Panther tank there. So we go through. Who are the Germans? Tells us all about them. And then we get into Know Your Panzers. So it goes through all the different types of Panzer tanks. Then we get into our German forces again. And again, special rules. Then you get into your main units. Now, the Germans get some really cool stuff. You know, you've got your Tiger tanks, your Panther tanks, big hitters. But obviously, playing the Germans, you're not going to have as much as you would if you were playing Americans or Russians. So, also the point system has been changed. So, in previous versions, the points were like 100, 200, etc. The points are now in line with mid-war. So we have like 10 points, 11 points. It's just easier to manage that way, I think. So you go through, I don't need to go through every unit, but everything you need to know is in this book. Then you get your British. Again, more fantastic artwork. Just look at it, it's fantastic. So going through, you get all your stats for your British, and you get your Russians as well. For those of you who play the Russians, you get everything you need there to build your armies. Now, this is a very, very vanilla book. It's just putting your armies together and playing. It's not a specific army book for that nation. Those books are coming. In fact, I think the D-Day American book is already out. And you're going to get a little bit more flavour and special rules towards your armies. So those books are on the way. This book is perfect for a beginner and also anyone coming over from mid-war wanting to build their forces for late war. Now, when we get towards the back of this book, we've got some really nice stuff. We've got a basing guide, which is a nice little touch. So it goes through everything we need to know now about basing HQs, infantry, guns. We then get Hit the Beach, which we've already reviewed on the channel. All laid out like this, looks fantastic. Then we get our Fury set. Obviously, this is advertising for Battlefront. They're showing you what you can get next. And in a minute, we're going to have a look at this, Colours of War. And we get all the starter forces. Now, this is really good because you build your force, you can come to this and then go, oh, actually, I can get this next, or I could get this. That's really what I need. Then more advertisement here, and the back of the book, sorry. So fantastic, very, very worth getting. And you can pick this up for about 12 to 15 quid. I mean, that's nothing for a book like this. The production quality is brilliant. Then we get our Colours of War. Now this covers World War II, Flames of War, and also Team Yankee. So as we go through this book, we'll just have a little brief look. So we've got all our tanks. This book is going to guide you through how to paint infantry, tanks, gun teams. This is definitely good for the beginner who doesn't know. Sometimes you've got to remember, as someone that's into the hobby, you don't realise that when someone is starting new, they haven't got a clue. They don't know the first thing to do, whereas we just take it for granted, really. So a book like this, I definitely advise for beginners. So we go through. It just gives us painting techniques, putting it into practice, painting a German soldier. Very handy. Then we get a basing guide. This is brilliant. I was reading this the other day. Loads of little techniques to make your bases look brilliant, because making the bases look good is half of the battle when painting 15mm miniatures. And even here, look, they've added trees and a fence to it, which is a nice effect. Then, as we go on, we got painting faces, which this is really nice. So you've got basic faces, advanced faces. So if you just want to get your guys on the table as quick as you can and still look decent, follow the basic faces. If you really want to go for it, if you're really more into the painting, you can follow this advanced faces. So that's really, really nice little touch in the book. Now I'm going to find some tanks here. So here we go. We've got our late war force tanks. And this just goes through telling us where to put decals, etc. We then get uniforms. So we got American, we got German uniforms. So this is really, all you have to do is have this book open when you're painting, and you can just look, right, okay, that's what colours I need. It will list the colours you need. It makes everything easier for you. And we got some mid-war colour schemes here. And this really helped me out when I was painting my Panzers, the camo patterns. And it's done step by step, so it just makes everything easy. If you follow step by step, you can't go wrong, really. And then here, where is it? Just find it, guys. Is all the camos. So as a German player, this is brilliant. You can see what camo patterns the Germans used to wear and whether you want to paint that scheme or not. We then got all our division markings, which is a really nice little section to look through. And then we start getting into Team Yankee at the back here. I've not played Team Yankee, but there's a lot of people into it. Again, there's not much more I can say apart from this book is just aimed at helping you paint your miniatures. And at the back, everything listed, every colour you can get. And also these paint sets are coming out soon, which is definitely something to look out for. So all in all, a brilliant book for beginners. But if you're an avid painter, it might just be something to pick up, especially if you're a fan of Flames of War and you want some more inspiration, then definitely go for it. So as always, guys, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will pick a winner at random, and you will receive the Soviet or the British. I will pick one winner for the Soviets, one winner for the British. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. As always, comment, like and subscribe. See you next time.